Hello, y'all. I am back again with another live. So, this live is going to be about no contact, how to work after no contact, and childhood best friend situations, and everything from that sort, right? So, okay, you want to come into, like I've been saying, an aware empath, right? So, what happens is once you become more aware, you understand that things change. Okay. Your relationships that you had when you were a child with besties and best friends, they change as you get older. Okay. And so these are some of the changes. Because y'all are adults, best friends may not offer what they did when y'all were kids. Y'all may not be as compatible as you were. One may use drugs, one may not, things like that. One may be married, one may not. One may be obese, one may not. So these are like differences that y'all will have. One best friend may be disabled physically, the other may not. So there's different variations. But what happens is these relationships don't have to end in a hateful way. But what you have to do is understand the dynamics of the relationship. So in these type of bestie relationships, there's too much talk, right? So I'm going to give you some strategies to not offend people. Okay. Now, if it's someone you talk to every day and y'all talk quite often and y'all got an understanding, and there's certain people that may check in. So if I talk to someone every day and they say, "Oh, well, my mom's on the phone," okay, or my aunt or whatever, that's respect. Go ahead and allow them that room. Them telling you that shouldn't be offensive. But what happens is, remember the term triangulation, okay? That's a term for when narcissists are triangulating you. They could do it with their vehicle. So if you're married to a narcissist and every single day he's like, I gotta clean my car, I gotta do this, you're being ignored, there's no time being spent with you. It almost becomes like their vehicle is like human. So Jorge, so yapping with no viewers. So I'm not gonna get mad with you. I'm just gonna explain how it works, right? So when you do lives, okay, many of my lives, there are not a lot of viewers. I'm seeing that there's 14 viewers, right? So also, um, it's a genuine question, y'all. But see, Jorge, you can ask a question without saying what the hell, right? So work on that assertive communication tactic. So this is why it's happening. And I want you to get you a YouTube channel after this, right? So the reason someone may be talking without a viewer is because people view the live later when they get off work, right? So if you look at my last live, I got like 90 something views. There wasn't that many people in the live, but they watch the live when they get off work or when they have time. So when you're doing a live, what I do is I do it as if the viewers are here. Right now it says that I have 11 viewers. Okay. So um yeah, so just negative people. So this will help you, because what I want y'all to do is get a YouTube channel, right? And then instead of saying what the hell, just ask questions, okay? But that's why. So whether there's anyone viewing it or not, and I mean, it looks like you're viewing it because you're commenting, right? No, I'm not gonna stop yapping, Miguel, because I have a YouTube channel and I'm gonna continue to upload on it, okay? So I'm not yapping. I'm here sharing some things that maybe you can learn from. So Jorge Rodriguez, I hope that makes sense what I'm explaining. So that way, if you have a channel or if you want to start uploading, I'm just learning this myself, y'all. So when you do lives, it doesn't matter if people are on here right now, because the thing is with lives, people come in and out of the live, and then sometimes they're at work or they're in their vehicle, and so they just have to watch it later. So that's why. Okay. So it's just a video. View a live is just a video that the YouTuber or influencer wants to get views on, if that makes sense. So thank you, Jorge, for your questions. Please try to type your question without the WTH. It was actually nothing wrong with your question except the negativity with the yapping word and what the hell. And even though you have a beautiful Spanish name of Spanish origin, right? You still know that the way you're typing your message is inappropriate. So try not to bring your psychopathy here, okay? And then Miguel, yap, yap, yap. Just lead alive. Don't come here, Miguel. If you don't like what I'm saying, just leave. Okay. Hold on, let me check these comments here. Yeah, so I'm showing that 7 people are here, and I'm also showing a like, so thank you for the like. Okay, welcome back, Miku, Beam. Thank you so much. So Jorge says, you know that you're going to be talking all along. Just know people are not going to hear. Okay, that's fine. I get it. I'm just going to go off my views. Oh, you're welcome, Jorge. No problem for reading your post. I'm just explaining it because it does seem crazy. Many people have said it. They want to know why you're going on when there's nobody on the live. Remember, I'm not a big YouTuber. Okay. So you're only going to get even someone that has like 180,000 subscribers. Sometimes they only have 300 people in their lives. So remember, I'm not a big YouTuber. I'm a small YouTuber. And long as I get my views, I don't care that there's 5 people here when I'm going to see that 50 to 100 people viewed my live. So that's all. So I hope that makes sense. And then if y'all get a channel, you'll know. I've been on YouTube for 4 years now. So there are some things that I know about YouTube. I don't mind people asking questions. Just be respectful with the question. Okay, that's all I'm asking. And then don't come in here telling me I'm yapping. That's kind of rude, right? Like I wouldn't come to your channel. But I'm getting all the Spanish love today, right? Miguel, let me see. I'm going to try to pronounce. I know Jorge Rodriguez, but Miguel, I can't pronounce that last name. I'm sorry, I'm not Spanish. If you spell it how it's pronounced, I'll pronounce it. Thank you so much, Miku. I appreciate you. Miku Beam. Okay, so let's go on with the subject. So this relationship, this live will apply to men and ladies and men and women, okay? So childhood relationships from way in the past. I've been using this term called an aware empath, okay? And so sometimes you've been in no contact, okay? And if y'all got questions, I answer questions for free. So sometimes y'all have been in no contact with these childhood friends. They tap back in, y'all are talking. So I was explaining what triangulation is before I was kind of rudely interrupted and, kind of chewed out. Some of the guys on here kind of give me a hard time. It's kind of weird when some of the guys see here you saying I'm yapping again. You know what it shows me? To Missouri, it says even if she is yapping, it's good, but you guys to know when you're older. Yeah, thank you. So somebody understands here. Okay, so Missouri says, even if I'm yapping, it's good. Thank you. Thank you. Somebody's being more positive. So I apologize. I thought that was going to be a negative comeback. But guys, remember this. Okay, this guy that just left the message, he obviously respects the ladies in his family. So I'm a girl, right? You got to picture this. No matter how old I am, picture me being 5 years old. Would you walk up to a 5-year-old little girl and talk to her like that? No, you wouldn't, because she's a little girl, right? So just keep in mind, I'm a girl. Go talk to another guy, mean, y'all. Right? Miss Suri is being nice to me, right? What are you really getting out of coming on a girl's channel talking weird and crazy to me? What it shows is what the ladies and women that are around you are going through. It shows that you're beating the crap out of them. And you're beating me down when you come to my channel, talking to me crazy, okay? And then it blocks learning. But then I'll answer the question. You know, Jorge said, what the hell? I'm yapping, but he didn't call me the B word. He didn't call me a bitch, y'all. So I can still answer the question, but hopefully that answered it. People are going to watch my live later. And like I said, people come in and out of the live. People may disappear from the live, and it seems to be nobody on there, but then they come back. So I hope that makes sense. So anyway, back on subject. So with childhood friendships, I mentioned the thing called triangulation. So that can trigger like a form of jealousy. So old childhood best friend is like repeatedly, hey, my boyfriend's calling, my mom is calling, my auntie's calling. Oh, that happened to you, Missouri? So explain what exactly happened to you with the childhood best friend thing. You can type out whatever happened. What happened? Tell me what happened so we can talk about it. And I appreciate all the comments. All the comments are pretty decent, y'all. I'm not going to be hard, okay? I'm not going to be hard, y'all. Okay, so Missouri says, I was friends with this girl since second grade, and the other girl started to bully me because I was friends with her. She almost kicked me. Yeah, and you don't want to deal with any violence with these situations. And y'all, these childhood friendships can lead to fights, y'all. That's the thing. Not just physical fights, what you go through emotionally, y'all. And Missouri says, and said my mom was dead and a ghost because she was white. Oh God, yeah, you got to cut that person out. Yeah. And you want to get this person out of your life so you don't kill them. You know what I mean? Because talking crap about your mom, I'm so sorry that someone said that to you. Talking crap about your mom, they'll get the shit beat out of them, right? That's not freaking cool. Yeah, just leave a bitch like that alone. You gotta just get that person out your life. Don't even rethink the shit, right? It's so many unaware empaths sitting in penitentiaries and prisons over shit like this. Yeah, leave a bitch alone. Don't fuck with nobody that's talking about your mom being dead, talking about your mom's a ghost and she's white. Because I can make your ass just like my mom. My mom's dead. Bitch, I can make you dead too. Leave her alone because she's just bringing out the worst in you, Missouri. So, and you deserve better. But thanks for sharing that. So this is a perfect example. This is the drama that goes on with childhood friendships that you just don't need in your life. So what you want to develop is just some strategies on how to deal with it. So what I would do, childhood friendships, my childhood best friend, she has never talked to me like that about my mom. However, she's extremely selfish. Okay, her nature is a selfish, spoiled person. Okay, and that doesn't ride with me. That's not compatible with me. So I've been in no contact, lowered my emotional thinking. So with these type of situations, okay, they reach out, y'all finally make contact. One of the first things I noticed about her when she called, I didn't know who it was calling. She says she sounded kind of like in a bad mood, because I mean, I've been in no contact with her. We kind of fell out. She don't really want to call me for real. Sometimes they're doing it kind of like out of obligation, y'all. So and narcissistic people, they don't understand people gonna compare notes behind your back. So this thing she does it with her aunt too, y'all. Like she says, well, I got to get off the phone. I'm talking to my mom. And so supposedly her and her mom do talk 2 or 3 times a day. And it's good, y'all, because before my mom passed away, I was on the phone with my mama all throughout the day when I wasn't at work, checking in on her when I was at work. It's all good. That's a good situation for you to be in before your mom passes, because you never know when your mother's going to pass. So I am very grateful that while I am not in my prior best friend's life, that she has bonded with her mother, okay? Because that's going to put her in a better emotional position if her mother were to pass away. However, the treatment of how it was when we were kids and we were both like her mom's girls, and the treatment of that's a falsehood. That's a facade. Because in all reality, I am not her mom's daughter. I am my mother's daughter. My mother is deceased. Her mom is still alive. Okay. And I didn't like the treatment that I experienced when my sons and I were displaced. What you got to learn is people are not obligated to take care of you. So you just give the same energy back, right? So what I would recommend is not oversharing your business. If you are in situations with phone calls, just say I'll call you back. You don't have to notify people of who's on the phone unless it's someone that you are considering marrying, someone that y'all have an understanding because y'all do talk daily, y'all are making plans to be around one another, and you're getting off the phone to talk to someone. It's a business call. So you're saying, hey, my lawyer's on the other end. Hey, my mom is on the other end. But these are situations that are appropriate when you don't talk to the mother or the lawyer every single day. But with my prior best friend growing up that calls me her sister, she could do this every day. There's no empathy. There's no empathy even for the fact of how I may feel since my mom has passed away. So she's going to say, hey, my mom's on the phone. And she does it with her aunt too, which is pretty much an adopted aunt to me. Now, I'm closer to my prior best friend's aunt than I am her mother, even though me and her mother were closer when I was a little girl, if that makes sense. So when you become an aware empath, you can make and have minimal contact with people because your logic tells you things have changed. Things are not the same. Okay, like when y'all was little girls or little boys, y'all may have spent a lot of times in one another's homes. Now, since you are adults, you don't spend time in one another's homes. The relationship changes. So with these type of situations, what I would recommend that would be best, thank you so much for the likes, y'all. And so what would be best, in my opinion, to strategize this is to not talk so often. So when you've been in no contact with someone and y'all are both are deciding, two people are deciding, hey, we're going to have some contact, don't overdo it. You know, that too soon, too fast type of philosophy stuff, do it slow. So I talked to her yesterday. We text today. She's busy talking on the phone 2 or 3 times a day with her mother. Allow them to have that relationship and you move on. And I'm doing the same thing. I may be talking 2 or 3 times on the phone to my relatives. Okay. My prior best friend mentioned that she was talking to her cousin. It's fine. You got to keep in mind as you become an aware empath that this ain't your blood relative. This is a childhood best friend, and y'all have gone different ways, and you can move on and be positive, but not be too close to these people. The the next subject in this matter would be the uprooting of you. I deal with this quite a bit, y'all. It's happened several times, I would say. So, some of my prior friends, they live in the South. They live in the South and the Midwest. I would say the Southerners are the worst with this, y'all. I live on the West Coast. So, what Southerners do is they know I'm on the West Coast. I'm here by choice, y'all. If I didn't want to be here, I wouldn't be here. I'm not kidnapped. Nobody's holding a gun to my head. I'm from the Midwest, originally born and raised in St. Louis, Missouri. However, no one has got me at pistol point. I'm not being George Floyd out by Derek Chauvin, and I'm being punched and somebody saying, "Bitch, you can't leave the West Coast." None of that's happening. Okay, I am here by choice. I have been here a very, very long time. If I wanted to leave, I would. Okay. And Southerners don't understand this. And so, me being an aware empath, I don't do shit like this. I don't talk to people, and the first day I'm talking to them, I'm telling them or suggesting they need to move where I'm at. Because I am confident that you, as a grown adult, man or woman, girl or boy, lady or man, you know where the hell you want to be. Okay, you know where you want to live. You know your situation better than anybody, and you know exactly where you want to be living. Okay, so Southerners with me, they oftentimes, and I'm not complaining about where I'm at, right? You don't you don't hear me on this channel really like, oh my God, where I'm at just sucks, y'all. I can't stand it. I can't wait to fucking get out of here. Okay. You never heard me come on any video I've uploaded or alive and complain about where I'm at. Because if that's how I really felt, y'all, I would be out of here. I'm fine where I'm at. But sometimes with people's narcissism, it's about their power and control over you. So a Southerner, because I'm way on the West Coast, they don't feel as in control of me. And this is why. If they want to come get me or come start some shit with me, they got to drive damn near 5 days to get to me versus driving 12 hours to get to me, or 1 day or 2 days. They got to come kind of far to get to me. So in their narcissistic mind, that makes them feel like they're not in control. So I deal with this a lot. Like people will ask me things like, have I considered moving? And a lot of times I'm more stable than they are. Okay, they may not be stable at this point. Yeah, I want to stay where I am because at this time I'm stable. I don't come on my channel complaining that I need food. I never talk about I'm suffering in transportation. I'm getting everywhere I need to be. I don't come on here and say my place is too small. It's not enough space. You never hear me come on here and say I walked outside and had a heat stroke. You don't hear me complaining. So emotionally and mentally, Southerners will always want to like uproot me from where I'm at through these suggestions. Now, the worst thing I could do is fall for it and be somewhere in the South where it's hot as hell and I'm sleeping out in a hot ass car with nobody that'll let me come in their house, because that's what will happen to me. I will be in a lot of heat and a lot of humidity and might not even answer my call, y'all. So see, if I was to move, oh yeah, Christopher, right? Yeah, Memphis is a good place. Yeah, and I'm not saying it's not a good place. There's parts of Memphis that is good. And Memphis is the South, of course. But you know what? When I talk to people that's in Memphis, I talk to people that's in Memphis here and there. They don't too much try to get me to leave where I'm at. because the people that I've interacted with in Memphis, they used to live here. They used to visit the West Coast. And some of them will say they miss the West Coast. See, my thing is this. Christopher, he said he's from Memphis, right? Christopher Wright, thank you so much for the comment. So I'm glad he left this comment because he says he likes it and it's a good place. Exactly. But where I'm at is a good place too. And I really don't have this problem when I'm talking to people from Memphis. I don't. I have friends that I talk to that live in Memphis. They used to live in Arkansas as well. No problems. They do not really judge because most of them, like I said, have been here. They know a little bit more about the West Coast. But Southerners, Texas, South Carolina, places like that, they always want to uproot me. And the problem with that is people don't understand how hard you work. Like, we got jobs, we got a residence, right? For us, that's a lot of work we put in. Okay. So we didn't get our jobs overnight. We didn't get our place overnight. It took a little time, y'all. And we don't want to start that over. And we're not going into the next location with $1 million saved. There's no need for us to uproot ourselves from where we're at. I've been here for a very long time, y'all. I'm fine where I'm at. I love the rain and everything. But it's a form of gaslighting because I don't do it with Southerners. Like this brother say, Christopher Wright, he say he like Memphis. Okay, so the difference between me and Southerners is not you, Christopher Wright, because you're not doing this to me, right? I'm talking about, like, people have done it. They be like in South Carolina, sometimes Alabama to a certain degree, Texas, places like that. So, because I got friends I talk to in Texas. I was just talking to one of my homeboys that live in Texas. I got other people I know in Texas that's not even related to my relative that lived in Texas that passed away, if that makes sense. So there are people that hit me up that are in Texas. So, but Christopher Wright, like he said, Memphis is a good place. He's not going to ask me to leave where I'm from because I'm telling y'all that the West Coast is a good place. California is a good place. It's a good place up here. So the thing is, with Memphis people, they got confidence, y'all. They ain't tripping. A lot of Memphis people, they like to travel. A lot of them come to the West Coast and visit. And then they just go right back to Memphis. Memphis is great living. It's no problem. But at the same time, I'm just not interested in moving. I'm not really that connected with anybody in Memphis to be in Memphis. So maybe Southerners view it like I'm up here alone. I mean, I have people I've known here, God, decades and decades, y'all. I'm not leaving here. I have more support here than I would from the Southerners. Half the Southerners won't even answer y'all phone or they phone. They not even answering their phone, y'all. I'm not getting ready to put myself in a situation where I'm stranded. And a lot of these southern states are poverty states, y'all. So I got to be concerned, where I'm living, the rent's high, but I'll be able to pay it, right? You got to look at that. And this is the first thing. This is one reason I'm not so quick to leave and make hasty decisions. Let me tell you what I do know about Southerners, even people in the Midwest. If I did leave and I really struggled to stay on my feet in the Midwest or the South, if I decided to move back there, the first thing they would say, girl, you did all right up there on the West Coast. Why you just didn't stay there, girl? Why you come down here and put yourself in this situation? Now you ain't got no food and water and no place to live, child. Why you do that to yourself? I'm not getting ready to do that shit because I know how bad a southerner and somebody from the Midwest gonna talk about my ass when I put myself in that situation. So bottom line is I'm stable. I'm not complaining about nothing. And it's a form of when someone does that to you, if you live in China, right? And somebody's calling you, well, you want to come down here? They're basically saying you silly because you live in China. You silly because you live in Japan. That's what they're saying. It's their narcissistic power and control that they don't have over you, and they don't have easy access to you. And there's a lot of stereotypes. If you're on the West Coast, well, you must think you better because you're around white people and stuff like that. It's a lot of stereotypes that go along with being other places where there's more diversity. And I mean serious diversity, not just like Alabama. Most of Alabama is black people, white people, a small portion, I think 3% Asians, 1% Spanish. But Alabama, that's pretty much a black and white state. Everybody there pretty much stem from slave ancestry. They either come from Massa ancestry or they come from the slaves' ancestry. And I don't like that type of dynamic. I don't. Where I'm gonna end up retiring, I don't really know, y'all. I can't say I'm gonna just stay on the West Coast forever, but I'm not having no problem. I'm really not. So I don't know if y'all deal with that situation as well, but I've dealt with it several times. I just dealt with it yesterday with my bestie. In her mind, where she's at in South Carolina, in her mind, that's better than where I'm at. And I don't see it that way. I see a very peaceful life and I'm fine here. I don't need to be in the same state she's in to be at peace. She began leaving St. Louis, Missouri first, y'all. When we was teens, she left me and she went and moved to Iowa. When she first met her biological father, she went to Iowa, Des Moines, Iowa, with her biological father. I had visited the West Coast when I was 13 years old, but I hadn't moved. I had just visited for a summer when my grandmother sent me here. So that was my first experience on the West Coast. But my prior best friend from childhood, in the later teen years, she was going to live with her father in Des Moines, Iowa. She sure was. So she left St. Louis, Missouri. I just didn't go to Des Moines, Iowa. I didn't go to Minnesota. I didn't go to South Carolina. I went more on the West Coast where I like it, where I like the weather too. I live where I like the weather. I like a little rain. I like that it's not as much humidity as the South and the Midwest. And this is what I like. I'm not here. Like I said earlier, I'm not here because someone making me be here. I'm not here because I'm depressed. I'm not here because I'm sad. I'm here because I want to be here. I had most of my children here. I only had one of my children in St. Louis, Missouri. I birthed all my children on the West Coast. So a lot of times the way it feels, when people ask you stuff like that, it's like they're saying you have no connection where you're at, right? Like they talk to me like I have no connection here when I really, really do. I'm just private and I stay to myself. And I'm just not all up in their face every day. Even when they coming in town to visit, I'm not just overly zealously in somebody's face. I'm not. Y'all, I got this makeshift little studio here that I remember I do my videos standing. And so I got this crappy fan that ain't cooling nothing, y'all. But you know what? It's crappy, but you know what? I'm gonna make it my winter fan. Now, if it's cold out and the fall and winter come, this little gentle air coming from this fan would actually feel good. So it's not that it's a bad fan, but it's a bad fan for what I need right now, if that makes sense. So it's bad in that sense. So, do y'all have any questions? And I appreciate all the comments. Thank y'all so much. I appreciate y'all so much. So, anything special happen for y'all today? Anything special happen? Remember, I answer questions on here for free, y'all. I answer questions on here for free. Any questions you want to ask? Okay, so the next issue I'm going to bring up is we're going to talk about sports, okay? So I am going to cut on this speaker so we can talk about some sports, y'all. Okay? And I'm going to give you my honest to God version of sports so you can get a better understanding of my opinion of the sporting world, okay? So change the subject, sports. So if y'all heard about the let's see the correct way to pronounce his name. Hold on.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another edition of Ringo TV Reactions.
So fair use, y'all. This is Ringo TV Reactions. And so Ringo did a video about the Roger Jackson career. So just tune in for this because I'm going to give you his perspective is on the violent nature of what happened. But I'm going to get down even below the violence and tell you the real roots of why it's happening and the problem. And it's not because he's a black man and the other man's a white man. It has nothing to do with that. So just fair use, y'all. So just listen here.
Of Ringo TV Reactions. I'm your host, Ringo. Appreciate everybody stopping by for the show. Appreciate everybody pretty much doing what they got to do. I want to talk about this particular story. Rampage's son, Roger Jackson, pretty much.
So his name is Roger Jackson. Okay. That's the one that committed the violence. Okay.
Career is over before it began. You know, Rampage's son, Roger Jackson, pretty much career is over before it began. You know, which is amazing. I mean, imagine before your career could even begin, it's over because you crash out. You know, a lot of people don't have self-control, and just unfortunate.
And this is so true, y'all. A lot of people don't have self-control, but the reason they don't have self-control is because of the foundation of what's happening. I want to say this to y'all. When you live in the United States, y'all, you have been born and raised here, and a lot of y'all came here very young. So you think where you live is normal, but it's not. And it's not healthy. So I'm going to get to the root of what's really happening with this situation, with this wrestling, y'all. I mean, somebody almost got killed dealing with wrestling, okay? The sport of wrestling. And I'm just going to tell you my opinion about it. Not just wrestling, football too.
Oh, and just unfortunate. He almost took the life of this particular man. It all started where I guess Roger was there, and the wrestler thought he was a part of like a skit and took a beer can and I guess cracked it on the side of his head.
My thing is a beer can, y'all. Okay, I want to say this. Okay, the white guy, the wrestler, cracked a beer can on the black gentleman's Roger Jackson's head. Now it's a beer can. A beer can's metal, right? So if they would have said it was a glass bottle. Okay, so my question is when the white gentleman cracked the beer can, did the metal break and did it cut Roger in his head? Did he shed blood? Because a beer can make you have to have stitches, y'all. So I don't know that. So that's my concern. Like Roger was still hit first, so to speak. But I'm gonna get to the root to it ain't these two guys that's really the problem. I'll explain to you what I think the problem is, and it's my perspective on some sports, okay?
And I guess cracked it on the side of his head. You know, thought it was a part of the show. And Roger took that.
This show should not exist, y'all. Wrestling should not exist. It's a demonic sport. Now, an example of a healthy sport, y'all, would be something like baseball. You know how many videos I watched, even about football, where some of the men say that they were turned out to be gay? Wrestling and football with the men touching each other, that's weirdo shit, y'all. Those are satanic sports. Any sport where they're getting paid to fight and wrestle with one another and it's not pre-orchestrated like they're acting, it's demonic. It should not exist. It's not of God. Now, a sport to me would be like ballet dancing, baseball, non-violent sports, okay? Dancing, doing plays, stuff like that. But as far as like an athletic sport, I would say baseball, okay? Basketball would be another one that's okay in my mind. But any sport where it's not fighting, where it's not the actual sport is not wrestling and fighting, if that makes sense.
And Roger took that very personal. And keep in mind, he previously suffered what appears to be a concussion or something along them lines after sparring with someone with some MMA type of sparring situation.
So Roger has already experienced a concussion. So, I mean, this is why no matter how much they pay you, don't get involved with sports where it's violent, y'all. Don't get involved with violent sports.
You know, the white guy, he tried to, I guess, calm all the nerves and kind of apologize. Hey, my bad. I didn't know that. I thought you worked with us. I thought you was a part of the whole thing, you know? And
the white guy tried to apologize, y'all. Some people they're not going to accept your apology, y'all. They don't have no sense, so they're not going to accept it, okay? Best thing is when you hit somebody in the head with a beer can, make sure that you know that they're part of the show. Because now somebody done went nuts on you. So let's hear what happened. It's good the white guy did apologize.
He's 100% crap.
The commercial, y'all. Hold on. I can't stand it when it does that.
I thought you was a part of the whole thing, you know? I guess calm all the nerves and kind of apologize. Hey, my bad. I didn't know that. I thought you worked with us. I thought you was a part of the whole thing, you know? And the brother didn't take it. He didn't even accept the man's apology. He put out his hands to apologize. And he decided to crash out. And based on what's happening, I think he's going to spend some time in prison for attempted murder. It was really bad. Content creators are talking about it. Everybody's sharing their thoughts. So I decided, hey, let me come on.
And you hear how demonic the sport is. So look at this part. See, Roger Jackson, he has gotten himself involved with wrestling, and that's a demonic sport, in my opinion. Now look, he's winning a rage, went crazy because the white gentleman hit him in the head with the beer can, and both of them are in this demonic sport. I don't like the sport. I gave you an example of the sports I think are more safer and more of actual sport. Wrestling and football, that's a lot of violence, y'all. It's a lot of violence, especially wrestling and boxing too. Um, and football is just very aggressive, you know. And like I said, all the videos I watched of the men that got turned out gay. I watched videos where some men say they played football so they could tackle and wrestle other men. And some wrestlers are the same way. They're down low and gay. They want to feel on another man. Isn't that those aren't straight men sports? Now are all of them gay? No. But straight men sports are like baseball, basketball, stuff like that. Not all this where you heavily engaging or touching another man. It's not cool. And I think it's a demonic sport. And I felt like this before Ringo did this reaction, okay? I love Ringo TV. I love the learning and stuff. And so fair use, y'all, fair use.
There's a talking about it, everybody sharing their thoughts. So I decided, hey, let me come on. Maybe some of you probably was expecting me to speak on the story. I'm going to do a few videos about it. You can say this is sort of like my intro about the situation. Yeah, so Roger Jackson he's going to pretty much be spending some time in prison. Definitely.
Yeah, and I agree with Ringo. Roger TV will be spending some time in prison because both gentlemen, the white gentleman and Roger Jackson, are in this demonic sport. Okay, wrestling is just not holy to me. Okay.
Definitely gonna be spending some time in prison for attempted murder. And
Ringo don't like the excessive extreme violence that's extreme force or unnecessary. That's one of the things he's highly against. And he really doesn't care what race you are, y'all. It's not a racial thing with Ringo TV. He just does not approve of the unnecessary violence, okay?
The wrestler that got beat down, he should sue to have his medical expenses paid and also for damages done to him. And
I agree with that. I do think the wrestler that could have died that was extremely beat by Roger Jackson, I do think he should sue because of the excessive force that Roger Jackson took. I do agree with that.
It's crazy, man, because it's why you really can't trust people. You really can't trust people, guys. Some people, man, you can't even play with them. Nothing. They crash out. You know, this guy is very weak. I guess he felt people were picking on him. His father jokes around with him, like gay jokes and stuff like that. But, you know, that's just father-son nonsense. You know how it is. So I guess he felt he had to prove somebody. And he beat this guy up so bad, gave him about 20 punches, man, to the head while the guy was unconscious after he slammed him on the mat. And they set it up that way. They was like, okay, since you don't want to shake his hand, since you don't want to go through them.
And see, this is the thing. What they need to start doing, I don't know if they already do this, but for jobs like this, because there's so much violence in wrestling and boxing and stuff, they should start doing psychological evaluations of these people. There needs to be more mandated evaluations, and maybe they be made to take an anger management class. I don't think none of that's mandated right now. Now, I'm not saying that none of them haven't had anger management, but I don't think a wrestler is mandated. I've never heard of it anyway. I've never heard of a wrestler or a wrestler or boxer or a football player being mandated to take anger management or be trained to be nonviolent, because the career itself, they want you to be violent, so you'll be good at it. If you have no violent nature, you don't make a very good boxer, right? So I don't think there's much done about that. Okay.
Wanna go through the motions. Let's just kind of set up a little fight where you interrupt the fight and you come in and get your get back. But they thought it was a part of the show, you know, not real. But just to have some fun. But he took it to heart. He was real. Slammed him and started beating him up, bro, while the man was knocked out. So that's attempted murder right there.
Yeah, that's messed up when you beating somebody when they knocked out, but he didn't just snap. See, Roger Jackson, when he hit him in the side of his head with that can, and I don't know if I find out he cut him or he needed to have stitches or something, I'll add that in another video. But if somebody hit me in the side of the head with a can, I'm more logical, so I'm not gonna like that you cut me, right? I'm not gonna like you made me bleed. I'm not gonna like that you gave me stitches. So if the white gentleman shed blood from his head, that's a major trigger, especially when somebody has an anger management problem. I took anger management, y'all, and so even taking anger management, fighting like that ain't playing. When you hit me in the side of my head with a beer can that's metal, you ain't playing with me. I don't view that as playing. I don't play like that. Play fighting and all that stuff, all of that's demonic behavior. And it doesn't do nothing but cause serious injury, death, and potential risk of manslaughter cases, first and second degree murder. Like Roger Jackson, he's going to be charged now. All because him and this other white gentleman, they're in this demonic ass sport called wrestling. It's an ungodly ass sport, y'all.
The man was knocked out. So that's attempted murder right there, because the man is already out. He's knocked out and you're busy punching him in the head.
Hi, I'm Nicole.
Hello. Freaking commercials.
He's knocked out and you're busy punching him in the head.
Thank you to the people that just came in the live.
You're beating him up. And the crowd probably thought that was a part of the match. Like, okay, it's a skit. Wrestling is all entertainment. But no, he was giving him real punches to the head, man. Closed fists and all, just slugging him. And it took a couple of the guys to break him up. And, by the time he got outside, he was talking about, everybody's calling me a punk, saying I'm this and I'm that. It's like he tried to prove something. And now his career is over before it could begin. And his father can't save him. Because, everybody know who Rampage is. Everybody know him. And it's like, it's a bad look, because as a father, you would want your son to walk in your footsteps, but this is not the right way. Like, this is unacceptable. Okay, the guy.
And I'm not gonna lie, y'all. I know a lot of celebrities and stuff, but Roger Jackson and Rampage, I guess Rampage is Roger Jackson's father. I don't know these people or know much about them. Even seeing Roger Jackson's photo, I don't know who he is. Okay, I'm just being honest.
Made a mistake. It is what it is. Like I said, I'm going to do some videos about it. It's just unfortunate. But it's crazy how things like this happen, man.
And Ringo's right. It is crazy, but it will continue to happen when we have these demonic ass, money hungry, greedy sports. See, the thing is, I'm like at the foundation, right? So the way a Scorpio spirit would think is that I look at the root of the problem. So for me, having that Scorpio mentality, the wrestling sport should not exist. If that does not exist, then this violence, this white gentleman and this black gentleman that did this attempted murder, they won't be in trouble, y'all. So that's my mentality. But at the same time, if Roger Jackson is going to engage in this sport and this wrestler gentleman, they got to both have logic with this. And the logic when you enter into wrestling, if you want to be in the career of wrestling, the logic that has to go behind it is I can be killed. I can be seriously injured. If I snap and lose control, and just beat somebody to death with extreme force or almost beat them to death, I will be jailed or imprisoned. So those are the facts. So, this is a high risk career, being a wrestler. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. The white gentleman, he has a beautiful smile, right? And Roger Jackson, see, y'all gotta start paying attention to people, right? See, that's where having that temper and understanding homicidal thoughts and things like that can help you, y'all. So me, I'm looking at Roger Jackson. He ain't got that happy little house on the prairie smile, y'all. So see, this white gentleman with this cute little house on the prairie smile with this nappy ass pretty beard. These white men, they beards be nappier than black people hair on their head, man. This man probably like 1/8 black or some shit. I don't know. But this white gentleman got cute little ears, cute little smile. He looked like the type of man that would apologize to you, right? But see, white men, they like the horseplay. We come from two different cultures. White men, now black boys, they play around, but white boys and white men, they like the horseplay, y'all. And so Roger Jackson ain't really down for that. He ain't got that happy smile. So you got to pay attention to people's mannerisms and their facial gaze with their eyes. I know better than to hit Roger Jackson in the side of his head with a can, because I know he gonna beat my motherfucking ass almost to death. Okay. Roger Jackson, he look like he taking pretty good care of skin and stuff. He got that nice, pretty brown skin, y'all. So he don't like marks on him and shit. See, Negroes like us, we don't like all these scars and shit on us. That'll get the shit beat out of you too. Like, do I need stitches? You done cut me, nigga? So, I'm saying nigga like Roger Jackson, he's black saying that to the white gentleman. Like he beat the white gentleman like he another nigga in the hood, y'all. And so it's crazy, but you got to remember, like, everybody that got that happy-go-lucky little house on the prairie smile or that little Red Riding Hood smile and shit, they don't think like you. Okay? Don't you see that black men are killing black women one every 5.5 hours? One black woman every 5.5 hours getting killed. So some of these black men are beating men too. He hit the wrong brother. See, this white gentleman, he got to learn people better. But see, he's learning people the hard way through almost getting beat to death. Right on stage, y'all. This ain't cool. And Roger Jackson shouldn't have did it because he could end up doing life in prison.
Like this happened, man. I'm trying to do something with this screen record thing. Let's see. It's bugging out. I gotta clean out this hard drive. I got too much data.
Ringo has a nice studio, y'all. I just got like a little makeshift studio over in the corner of one of my rooms, right? But Ringo TV, he has a nice studio. He's really, upper class with his stuff. I'm just mom and pop shop compared to Ringo TV.
I'm not playing no video right now. I'm just kind of going through something. I wanted to get it to a point, but it's acting up. So basically, he was here hanging with these guys, and the wrestlers didn't know. Well, at least the wrestler that hit him with the can, he didn't know. And once he found out, like, yo, he's not a part of the show, man. Like, you really, and the brother took that very personal, like, yo, I'm about to fight, bro. And he didn't want to hear that. It's like he didn't want no apologies, nothing. And I think that, sometimes you just gotta swallow your pride, man. If the man thought you was a part of the show, I can understand you getting upset, but you gotta cool down your temper, have a beer, just kind of sit down and just have a beer and just kind of chill out, man. Because, especially when
No, a person like Roger Jackson, he needs no beer. He don't need a drop of alcohol in him. He needs nothing. Okay, no beer.
The gentleman that's on the far left, he was trying to cool him down. And it's like he was getting upset with him because it's like, okay, the man made a mistake, dog. All right, enough of this nonsense now, man. We grown men over here, bro. Okay, he hit you. I get it. Let's cool out. Chill out. You know what I'm saying? This is me talking to you. You know what I mean? Like, bruh, chill out. Yo, I'm gonna pass, man. Shake hands, have a beer, and just laugh about it. Like, yo, I can't believe you hit me, bro. I was about to slug you, man. But hey, my man right here said everything is cool. So hey, it is what it is. Not
Black and white men don't like one another. It's in the best interest that a white gentleman not hit a black man in the side of the head with a beer can. Black men are racist and they don't like white men. Okay.
yeah, I could just pretty much do business. Because remember, this is business. Like all these men that are here, we working, we trying to get this money. It's about wrestling, it's about entertaining the people. You ain't no time to get violent. You know what I mean? And see, this is what I mean about when you bring ninjas around, bro. They just act out, bro. You can't have business when you have ninjas, bro. Can't do business, bro. They always mess it up for everybody. You know? Because the white guy, he made a mistake. Don't get me wrong. He made a mistake. But he thought because they always film and they always have the cameras going, so he probably figured it was an opportunity to do his thing.
So I'm gonna explain this. Ringo TV, he has a heart for white men and black men. Ringo TV comes from a diverse background. He went to school with a lot of white guys. Okay, growing up. So Ringo TV was raised in a really nice hood, where it was a really good community. His mom is deceased, and Ringo TV, he's able to find some favor in white men in some sense because he went to school with them and he did bond with the white community. So the reason I say that is this: Roger Jackson, it's that side effect sometimes of going to maybe just say Roger Jackson. I don't know his background. Say he just was always at all black schools. He was just all he heard was black men talk about white men like a dog. But Ringo TV, he was he was around black kids and white kids. But at some point, I remember him saying, I think that he went to a predominantly white school growing up. So in this case, this helps Ringo because he's not coming into his opinion and perspective with a lot of racism. So I just want to explain that. I'm a regular watcher of Ringo, y'all.
To
Ringo TV helped give me the confidence to start doing my own lives because Ringo TV is the best at his lives. So I watched him for many years. So I got the courage to do my lives. Okay. I wouldn't have the strength to do my live videos if it wasn't for watching Ringo TV and seeing his comfort level with it. Okay, if that makes sense. So I hope that makes sense. I'm just explaining Ringo's background so you understand the diversity in his background. He's a family man, good man, 4 daughters, a wife. I don't agree with his polygamy views. I mean, he's not going to change my perspective on that. I think he has a beautiful wife. I think that one wife is enough. But if he believe in having more than one wife and she agree with it, that's on them. They're married. I'm not in their marriage, but I think they have a beautiful family. Okay. So tune in for more. Listen.
To do his thing. And it took a twist. So he got upset, man.
When you've got smoke-free satisfaction?
No, there's no smoke-free satisfaction, y'all. Don't smoke. It's this freaking commercial. No smoke. Say no to drugs and smoking. No smoke-free satisfaction. I mean, no smoking satisfaction or smoke-free satisfaction. I guess you want smoke-free satisfaction because you're satisfied because you don't smoke. Okay, I apologize.
to beat the guy up. It took a twist. So he got upset, man. He got upset real quick. And what's crazy about this is before he went into the ring to beat the guy up, he was premeditating what he gonna do. He was like, yo, let me get some subscribers if I do this. Let me do this if I do that. Oh, y'all saying I won't crash out? Okay, cool. Watch when I get in that ring. Watch what I'm gonna do. Should I slam him, guys? Should I slam him first? So he was premeditating what he gonna do. He already had it planned, and this is why he's gonna go to prison. He's gonna do some time behind that. Lawsuits are gonna happen. Because right here at that section, he was planning on what he gonna do. You know?
And the problem with this is, like Roger Jackson was saying, he's saying he's gonna slam the white man, right? But the problem is, this white man is a human, right? So it's not like he has like a little plastic fan or drawer and he slams it. You can just replace the fan, right? So, when people go into their narcissism, or even sometimes they're psychopaths, Roger Jackson may be a whole psychopath. So when he starts saying he's going to slam the gentleman, premeditating that, basically, like Ringo said, he's losing sight that the white man's human. So when he slams him, he's going to hurt this man, right? No matter how big the white man is, he's slamming a human. So I see some psychopathic traits in Roger. Sometimes people are more than just a narcissist. When they just totally lose sight that it's like with the Shanquilla Robinson case, when they took her to Mexico and they threw her in the air, or however it happened, and she lands on the ground and slams her on the ground and punching her and everything else. And Shanquilla Robinson, I have a playlist on my channel about the Shanquilla Robinson case, and she was a little pretty girl, and they acted like she would survive that, right? And as far as I know, nobody ever got convicted for that. They got off for it because she was over in Mexico. I don't know any updates of anybody being arrested for it. So it teaches people, hey, if you want to hurt somebody, just take them to another country. Real bad, y'all.
Because right here at that section, he was planning on what he gonna do, and all of this is what they're gonna show in the court. They're gonna show how he premeditated what he's gonna do, And what's going on to everybody coming in? Be sure to hit the like button, guys. We should have 90 likes already. If we have 90 people viewing, we should have 90 likes. Y'all gotta stop hating. Like, a lot of y'all be coming in here with a hateful spirit, man. You come in the building, we do this all the time. Hit the like button. Nobody should have to be telling you to hit.
Yeah, and I wouldn't say that a lot of people come in my live with a hateful spirit, but as I do my lives, the more of them I upload, I am finding that that's what's happening on my channel. Some people come in with a hateful spirit. And for me, I feel like, why don't you start uploading on your own YouTube channel? I've never went in people's lives and talk like that, y'all. I just don't do that. I was too busy starting my own channel. Just get you a small channel. Use the energy that way. But Ringo gets a lot of it because he has a lot of viewers and subscribers.
Hit the like button. Nobody should have to be telling you to hit the like button. If you like my show, if you subscribe to the channel, hit the like button already. That's how the videos get moved in the algorithm. So when you don't hit the like button, you're basically telling YouTube, I don't like his video. I don't want his channel to grow. I don't like his commentary. I don't like nothing about him. Well, why are you here? I got to deal with enough hate from my haters. Don't come in here and be a hater at the same time while viewing the content. That's like dining and that.
And then when I used to watch Ringo lives, and still watch, I watch his lives every week, right? So I knew that going in, that even though my channel is small, I would experience the same thing. I know somebody gonna come in my live. I don't care if it's 1 or 2 people on a live. Eventually, the more lives I do, I knew that I would have that same problem. And so I waited a few years before I started doing lives because of that. I trusted Ringo, and I knew that that would happen to me as well. Any good person is gonna happen to. If you have good intentions and morals and things like that, like Ringo has and I have, people are gonna do that to you. It just comes with the program. Okay.
Dashing. You like what I do, you like my commentary, but you don't want to see me grow. That's weird. That's like going into a McDonald's, you want free fries, but you don't want to buy none. Hey, can I get a free fries? Bro, buy a fries. Nah, I don't want it. I want to get it for free. It's crazy, man.
Yeah, and it is crazy. And it's happening here too. Even though my channel is very small, people just don't want you to grow. You know, just like with this message, the young man came in. No question is a stupid question. It's just that it's a way to ask the question. Yeah. So, but most of my comments are positive, but you are going to get the negative. So Ringo helped prepare me for that. Okay. So I knew whatever day I started doing lives, I'm going to experience some of what he's experiencing, but he experiences more of it because he has a bigger platform. He's a man. He has more content. His videos are of higher quality and everything. So he got it going on. I'm just a small mom and pop channel. Okay. So, okay. And remember, fair use.
It's crazy, man. And you know, when you see stuff like this with this guy, man, it just goes to show how a lot of times people don't want to do business with black folk because they don't know how to do business. You know, you can't be out here beating people up, injuring the guy. I don't know how old the guy is, but he probably would be, I would say probably his late 40s, probably early 50s. I'm not sure how old the gentleman is, but you lift him up, you slammed him, and then you proceeded to beat him up senselessly while the man is unconscious. You're a coward at that point, fam. You don't get no respect for that. I wouldn't call that you got your get back. You're a sucker at that point. You know what I mean? And you deserve everything coming to you. And I hope that you literally go to prison. And I'm talking to Roger Jackson, whatever his name is. Rampage's son. I hope that you go to prison for this one. You deserve it. You will never get any respect after this. I don't think people understand how social media is, man. Social media is very unforgiving. You can't do stuff like that and people take you serious. You know, that was uncalled for. Uncalled for, man. You know?
On August 22nd, I told viewers that the road to artificial general intelligence was...
On August 22nd, nothing, y'all. That's the freaking ad.
You said people keep calling him a kid. Who's calling him a kid? To his father, he will always be a kid. Just like if you got parents, you will always be their kid. The problem with Roger is that he's insecure, and it's like he got a chip on his shoulder. He got to prove something to somebody. He's too busy walking in his father's footsteps rather than being his own man. He feel like he got to prove something to people. You know, and that's the problem. If you're a man, you don't got to prove nothing to nobody. Beating somebody up senselessly only ruins your career. So before he can even have the opportunity to get out there and shine, his career is over. You know what I mean? I mean, look at the situation that happened. What's this guy, this football player guy, man? Coach's son. What was his name, man? He had some issue. I didn't even talk about it yet. Some issue on the field where, and what's so crazy is how you gonna pull Coach's son and you don't pull the other guy? Like, I don't get this. You know, it doesn't make no sense, fam. I'm not sure what the guy's name is. It's Shiloh or whatever. Deion Sanders' son. The incident that happened on the field where there was like a little, not really a fight. It's like there's a little disturbance on the field, and they want to penalize Sanders when he just now getting started. Like why y'all Why y'all doing all of that? You know what I mean? Both of them. It was an altercation between both of the men. So if anything, take both of them out. It don't make no sense. You know, it's like as black men, you're targeted all the time. So you got to be on your best behavior when you're in sports, when you're doing business, because they're going to be ready to end your career. You know, imagine training your whole life to be a football player and then somebody want to end your career. That's crazy, man. So now with this guy, he already got his father's name. The last thing you want to do is mess up your career.
And like I mentioned earlier, I'm not a wrestling fan, y'all, or a football fan. I think that those are kind of more leaning towards demonic sports. I gave an example that baseball and basketball seem to be more safer. Okay, that's just my opinion. Wrestling, football, even boxing, y'all, the injuries that people get. Koyat Heathen says they want to grow up fast, be men until the consequences show up. Then play the I'm just a kid card, and this is a product of that mentality. Yeah, I get it. But Koyat Heathen, thanks for returning again. I appreciate you always tuning in. So my thing is this, you probably didn't see the beginning of it, but see, for me, the violence is the consequence of the real problem, right? But the root of the problem is wrestling. Wrestling should not exist. 2 men lives are ruined because of a demonic sport. So I pointed out earlier that when you're raised in the United States, you're conditioned and it's a routine and you're immune to demonic stuff. When you're being raised in the United States, this is like Satan's country, y'all. So you just know wrestling exists. You know it's a moneymaker. We don't think, should it even exist in the first place? Probably not. Remove wrestling and it removes these men's outcome. I don't like these men's outcome, whether they be kid or men, because I mean, they're always going to be a kid to their parents. That's what Ringo was saying. They're kids to their parents, right? So my kids are always going to be my kids, no matter how old they get. So that's what Ringo was pointing out. But I just wish that the nasty wrestling sport didn't even exist. It's nothing but a stage for violence and aggression. And who wants us to be violent and aggressive? Satan. That makes it a demonic sport. Go play baseball. Go play some basketball. Soccer.
The last thing you want to do is mess up your career. And you go do this? You go beat this man up? Come on, man. That's out of pocket, bro. Can't be doing that mess. While he's already wrestling, so, you know, he's working, he's tired, and you there plotting. He was plotting while live. He was live streaming, plotting with his chat on what he's going to do next. That's not going to sit right with you in the court of law. They're going to look at this thing and they're going to be like, yo, you plotted this. This ain't wrestling. This is premeditated murder, bro. You could have killed that man. You better be thankful that man regained consciousness. Because if that man would have been dead, bro, you would be done. That's why I think that he should serve some time in prison. You know?
Yeah, Ringo is big on going to prison, y'all. He feel like when people do some violence to you and they use excessive force and it's not really self-defense for real, or cause for deadly self-defense. Ringo pointed this out in one video one day. It's a difference between basic self-defense and deadly self-defense. I might not be wording it exactly right, but deadly force. Deadly force and self-defense are 2 different things. So if I walk out in the alleyway and someone pinches my arm and I knock them out and I keep running, hey, I had a right to defend myself. But I don't have a right to knock him out in the alleyway and come back and get my pistol and come back and shoot him. Okay. I don't have that right. And I don't have a pistol. Okay. I'm just pointing out if I did, or come back and get one of the weapons that I do use. Okay. So yeah, that's not, I had no right to use deadly force. And so Ringo TV, he pointed that out in one of his videos. And it's a good point. We got to remember deadly force and basic self-defense are two different things. So deadly force, do you have a right to kill, or did you have a right to almost beat that person to death? And most of the time we beat somebody to death because we done lost our temper, y'all. That's the bottom line.
In prison. You know, they need to put him in prison, fam. He's dangerous. He's not built for the sport because he has an attitude and a temper issue. You know, I understand a lot of people have tempers. You know what I'm saying? I had a temper back in the day. I probably still got a temper. You know what I'm saying? That's why I stay away from certain people. I just stay away from them, because if you stay around people and they irritating you all the time and you don't got no control, you may end up crashing out. And he kept himself in the fire rather than walking away. The man apologized like twice. He put his hand out to shake his hand twice, and it's like he didn't even care. And for all we know, he probably had some alcohol in his system. And I'm talking about Rampage's son. He probably had some alcohol in his system too. You know, so it's just really crazy, man.
Yeah, and that's possible. But somebody can do that ain't got alcohol. You know, it's either way. You can do it not being high. Because Roger Jackson look kind of a little mean, y'all.
It's a lot of, it's weird, man. And a lot of people are blaming Rampage. They saying Rampage. You know, you got these other clowns on YouTube. What the hell is that? Abba and Preach. They blaming the father. Like, what the heck is wrong with these YouTubers? They always posting stupid videos. How you gonna blame Rampage for his son's actions? Like, people just post garbage all day. So I keep telling you, these content creators are fake, man. All they do is lie, make up story.
I was on Ringo TV channel before, y'all. He did some commentary on me before, and it wasn't bad. It was about religious stuff. So Ringo actually did a little commentary on me because I don't agree with polygamy. Under basic circumstances, I do not agree with polygamy. I still do not agree with it. And I think Ringo just needs to stick with his one wife and his daughters, and just raise his daughters. And I think that's enough. You know, I think with Ringo's workload, I think that too many wives would be too much. So I've actually been on Ringo's channel because he did commentary on me. Yeah, some years ago. So yeah. So I respect the man. There's no I support his lives right now, and we're cool. You're not gonna agree on everything, y'all.
Stories. You know? Now this man's career is over because he's too emotional, man. Too emotional. Nobody can't work with you when you like that. Nobody's going to want to invite you to the events. Nobody's going to want to take you serious. You can't ride your father's coattail, his name, all your life. You got to grow up and be a man. And when you do stuff like what this guy did, man, it messes up business. Yeah, a lot of people blaming Rampage. Rampage don't got nothing to do with that. Rampage don't got nothing to do with that nonsense. So I don't even know why y'all trying to mess him up, bringing him in this dirt. His son got to deal with the responsibility for that, man. Got to hold him accountable. His father is not even happy about it. He didn't co-sign what he did. He condemned his actions. You see what I mean? You can't be doing this type of stuff. When you're a professional, you can't do that type of stuff, man. You got to think about that bag you messing up. Because Rampage got his money. He good. His son is broke. That's like you to...
And ultimately, that's the flaw in the system, y'all, is the bag. So you got to keep in mind, no matter how demonic the sport is, because that's my perspective and why I'm doing my live, to say that wrestling should not exist. It's not of God. But it's gonna exist because Satan is gonna keep it here. But because of the bag, which is the money, look at the outcome of this black gentleman and the white one. One seriously injured, beat almost on the verge of his life, and then Roger Jackson, that gentleman's gonna end up being charged and in prison. So the bottom line, the root to a lot of evil is the bag and the money. The Bible says it, y'all. I'm gonna be ending this live here. Please like, share, and subscribe, and tune in for more. I appreciate y'all so much. But before I get off, if you have a question, ask it right now. Before I get off, I'll give you like a minute, 1 or 2 minutes, y'all. Y'all got any questions? What's your perspective? Thank you so much for the comments. I loved all the comments. I also love how, even when somebody is coming in and they've had a bad day, y'all, people are under a lot of stress. They get it under control really quickly. I have not blocked anybody that have left comments, but be careful leaving the wrong comment, because some of my viewers, they'll report your comments. So just be careful with that. So anyway, please like, share, and subscribe. Tune in for more with the Advanced Insight channel. Thank you. Bye. Love y'all.
Hey.